The jurors' contentions. Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens. I don't know about that. As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole scene is done and dusted. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket. I never imagined that a simple operation would cause me such grief. What do you mean? The accused attempted the theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead. No, oh wait, wow. She's like, stop. Beep, beep, stop, apparently. I am ballistic expert. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about guns. Okay. But I guess that's his whole reason. At least it makes sense why he said guilty, because he knows a bit about guns, so he knows for certain that there's no possible way it was the guy who shot him. Would seem there is a little remaining room for doubt. Yeah, exactly. I have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. But when that fell apart, like a house of cards, I saw that I'd jolly well been hoodwinked. Well, no more. Okay. Ugh, the whole courtroom is turning against me. It's not fair, Iris. The prosecution's being mean. Just because Jeannie's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past, that doesn't make her a murderer. Well, I just see how it is. If you have something to say, do it either way. Say it. Convince me. Allow me to savor his fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter. He's just being a realist. He doesn't. When it comes to prosecutors, that's their job. They have to doubt. It's not about believing, it's about doubting. If there isn't any more doubt, or if there's any more if there's always an inconsistency, they will always put their doubt in the lie, no matter what. Even when it's the truth, that's a prosecutor's job, to make sure, to have some doubt. That's how a fair trial is. One person is to the attorney is for them to defend and believe their client, while the prosecutor is to believe the facts that were presented to them and doubt the client, the defendant, doubt the defendant, and prosecute them, because but the only two things that are like that an attorney and prosecutor have in common is trying to find the truth. They share the common goal. Either way, this guy's just doing his job, in my opinion. Even though he's being racist towards us, he is still doing his job of doubting our theory and everything and it claims. So he's doing his job until we find something that substantiates our truth with evidence and stuff like that. Then he won't be able to doubt, and maybe there are some people who will continue doing that, but they're not. And then in this case, it doesn't seem like it. Anyways, very nice guy. You have something to say? That's enough preamble. Console, proceed with a summation examination. All right, slap your face. There you go. You got this. Yes, my lord. All right. Looks like we're gonna have to do another jury examination. Oh well. And look at the freaking Nash in the background. It's like, I didn't do it. I swear. I swear I didn't do it. It was Ringo. The defense is brother. All right. What do you mean by this? Just because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder? Is that what you're saying? Oh well. Are all members of the British Army so quick to judge? Damn! I beg your pardon. I can't believe you said that. What the fuck? Ryunosuke, that's kind of rude to say. Are you mocking Her Majesty's Armed Forces, the greatest military organization in the world? No, I'm simply illustrating my point. Oh! Making assumptions about people because they are a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous. Well, yes, might have a point there, I suppose. But let's not forget the girl had already shown she had it in her from before. She's clearly a criminal sort through and through. Can't deny it. I don't know. Here's the thing. Having a gun doesn't necessarily mean ill intent. I know, like, it is a bit political, but regardless, guns don't necessarily mean they're meant to kill people. They're meant for self-defense at times. It has different reasonings and intentions why a person will hold a gun. And in this case, if we look at Gina, it doesn't seem like, yes, this looks bad. Gina's holding a gun. But all we could know, she picked up the gun because she didn't want, I don't know, Winnie Bank to use it on himself. If we noticed that beforehand, we witnessed that with our own eyes. It could be that, or if anything, she got the gun so that way if she was going to attempt to force herself to go to the back room, that way, Winnie Bank wouldn't use the gun on her. Or if anything, yes, she did that to threaten him. But as you see, she's pointing in the air. What's the point on that? Pointing at him. No, she's pointing in the air because we know that this is where, because she's doing that because she doesn't mean harm. She doesn't want, she may be quote unquote threatening him, but realistically, she's all talk. She's just bluffing. She's not even going, she probably wouldn't even do it regardless if he said no. Oh well, she's clearly a criminal so through and through, can't deny it. If she really is a criminal, why haven't we arrested her? And everything. And oh shit, we brought that up. When you say that she's shown she had it in her, are you referring to this? Exactly. Tried to swipe that only a day earlier. Oh, am I mistaken? Not exactly. Yeah. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that. And I've actually seen the real thing. I can't wait to have a closer look at it. Oh yes, of course. Actually, might as well look at it right now. Mr. Sholmes, did he use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc? Mr. Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then ordered every type of music box he could find from across Europe. How did he order everything? Isn't that like Amazon doesn't? There's no Amazon back then. What the fuck? We still don't know what tune it plays, though, do we? No, we don't. But I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy. McGilda's disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. Well, now that we have that one feature, actually might as well do it right now. We have that feature where we can just shoot at it. And that's the wrong button. Yeah, that's the wrong one. There you go. I can't believe it didn't register even though it was like slightly off. What bullshit is this? Oh, Rina, look. This is blood. Yes, you're right. Just a smear. Just a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before. Well, yeah, the guy cut himself on it. So, then it's time. My time to shine again. I thought I'd be waiting forever. Alright, hold still with the disc, Reno. Can we get this done quickly, Iris? In a flash. Let's shoot it. What does it give us? The color. Ooh. What color is it? Green. Wait a minute. Didn't we see that color before? Oh, a lovely bright shade again. Again, you're right. Wait, that color. What is it? It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? Right, not the blood sample is added to the portfolio. And the blood sample's portfolio. Yep. It's added to it. So now that we know there's blood on it, we go to the portfolio. It says unknown. But if we remember correctly on who had a disc and who cut himself on the disc, something tells me this guy's gonna make another appearance. But until then, we have to make the connection regardless. Anyways, let's try to find out how to make sure that someone else shot Mr. Winniebeck. It's the number of bullets that has convinced you. Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns are fired. Them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asked me How many are invited for dinner? I always tell her to count the table settings. Well, that's logical, I suppose. Although, yes, sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. One or two guests rather like the fine china. Does your employer dine with thieves? Perchance? So I suppose. Maybe. I think. If there was another bullet, somewhere which we were unaware, I have to reconsider my position. Ah, a third bullet somewhere at the scene. Could that be possible? I can't prove. It's impossible for now. Remember what the guy said. Once you get rid of the impossible, whatever lies is the truth. Unfortunately, only 2 bullets were discovered by the police during their investigation. Yes, I know. Right? Right. And I don't imagine the good men in Scotland Yard would have overlooked anything. If I miss a bullet while I was cleaning his lordship's office, well, oh god. Wait, why is there bullets in your lordship's office? What? I should receive a sound scolding, I don't doubt. And he would receive a visit from the police, perhaps. It sounds like a crime scene to me. Exactly, what the fuck? And a third bullet. It would completely turn things around if there was one, wouldn't it? Probably. Do you think we might find one lying around somewhere? Maybe. Hopefully. If we can. And I'm sorry if you heard that thud. I ended up hitting my mic again. I need to stop hitting my mic. I don't know why, I've been expressing myself, waving my hands as I talk to like perfectly capture these characters. Even right now, when I'm explaining, I'm like shaking my hands. I should stop doing that. Anyways, you don't need a stereoscope to prove the tip. So, if I understand correctly, you need 2 pictures, a left eye one and a slightly different right eye one. Exactly! Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions, like this! So, if we had 2 bullets, I don't suppose you can see anything useful with them. I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks like the same. Alright, the only one person who could have shot the victim is that girl in the dock. How can you be so sure of that? I wanted to know, where is the girl in the dock? Like, where is she? Where's Gina? We don't even see, we only see the witnesses, never the defendant. Think about it. The Skulkin brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yes, that's been mentioned once or twice. Well then, surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it? Isn't it? No. This is a waste of time. I'm not going to change his man's mind anytime soon. Not at all. He just sees the fact. He just sees the given facts. So, we can't really change his mind. The only people we think we can change their minds are if we hit them by accident, by the way. We could probably, once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. We don't know about him, but for him, certainly, we can. Maybe these 2. We could. But otherwise, we're not so certain. And I'm not certain about this guy, because he doesn't really give us useful information about the case at all. He's just thinking about his work. But maybe his talk of work will help us out. Who knows? Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with the trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say it's nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Huh? I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet had simply vanished from his stomach. What? What are you talking about? It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? You know, I almost don't want to ask, but this surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating on... what was the fellow's name now? Herlich? No, Herlock? No, Herlock? Herlock Sholmes, by any chance? Oh, yes, good lord, how do you know the name even though I'm the surgeon? And I should know my patient's name. It was the Herlock fellow. What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes? That's right, using the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. It was a fairly major op, I can tell you. No, This is crazy. How convenient, honestly. Let me see. The fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or other, so I opened it up like a shot. I like how we mentioned Herlock Sholmes numerous times. Actually, yeah, numerous times in this trial. And then this is the one time he hears it correctly. And he's like, wait a minute. Oh no, it can't be him. It must be someone else. Yeah, like seriously, it did not occur to him that we're talking about the same guy who got shot here. But the funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb, and I couldn't find the bullet anywhere. Didn't you also say you lost a scalp inside of him too? So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and just stitch the fella back up. He might get some internal bleeding from the scalp that I lost in him, but it's alright. Nothing too much, but if there's no bullet, it's probably nothing there. I feel bad. I wouldn't want this guy to be my surgeon because he was just, even though they were like, honestly, I don't think Herlock Sholmes needed the surgery. Wait a minute. If they couldn't find a bullet, what was the point opening him up? There was no bullet in there. So therefore, and everything that he needed to do was just, what he needed was just stitches. That's it. He didn't need anything other else than just fucking being operated on and open. I guess they didn't know where the bullet was. Okay, that's for certain. But either way, they just opened him up for nothing. Yeah, I hate to state the obvious, but yes, surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the crime.
The console for defense is correct. Yeah, it's clearly shown in the photographic print. The bullet that the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region.
Oh, sorry, that was not the fucking. That was not the judge. That was Ryunosuke.
What the hell? You can talk like me, Ryunosuke. Console. Why are you mocking me? How dare you?
Anyways, then exited his body and launched into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. I think you'll find it really quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensionally. Who do you think I am, son? Well, a juror number 4 is about the best I can do. And a surgeon, apparently. Well, surgeon's gotta be smart, I guess. But either way, this guy just left his scalp in there. I don't understand. Okay. If, for some reason, I don't know, if this reaches out to a specific audience, or if it gets a person who watches this, but either way, I don't know, I should be like, no, I'm like, of course, I'm doing this because I know people will watch this. Anyways, in the future, probably in the distant future, either way, if it reaches to an audience, or to a future doctor, or a current surgeon, what the fuck? These happen? Like, why? How and why? I want to know what goes into your mind when you're opening a person up, and then you're like, oh shit, I left a knife in there, or oh shit, I left my watch, my wedding ring. What goes into your mind? Like, how this has happened apparently frequently from stories I've been heard, and stories that I've been told to or whatever. But either way, how does that happen? Like, how can a watch you end up losing a watch in there? Because either way, I get it, like, oh, you want to have your watch on you regardless, but it's a surgery. Wouldn't you want your, I don't know, watch to be somewhere else? Like in a pocket, or in, I don't know, your locker? And also, when it comes to with a knife or the scalp or some tools, do you just leave it there if you accidentally drop it? Because I know people, I can get the scalp and the other tools, because I have a feeling when you're opening a person up and then, I don't know, your finger slips and it drops the knife or whatever, I have a feeling that you just leave it there because you know it won't cause harm, and also it might be too dangerous to open them up again to get that thing back. I get that. But either way, what goes on your mind to be like, goes? Do you freak out or do you be like, oh, I'll get it out next week or whatever, or tomorrow? We'll just make them. We'll just make them charge them more. Like, or do you just like, or do you get fired? Or do you get worried about getting fired? Because does that happen? I don't know. Because it happens frequently. I want to know if people get fired or get their license revoked from that. But anyways, back to the topic. Like a pancake. Oh, I didn't read this. What the hell? What he said? As soon as I saw the wound in the man's stomach, I flipped him over. Like a pancake? Are you saying that you checked his back? Of course I did. And there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign of the bullet had left the body at all. What? That's the point. The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. I'm so sorry, sir. I thought you were just an idiot, but never mind. You're not. You actually know what you're just talking about. Which is exactly why I said about slicing him up. And I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody please explain how it happened? Can somebody please solve this mystery? It's almost as much of a mystery as how this jury was put together. I mean, I guess, because he is still something. The mystery of where the bullet ended was infuriating. What? And where's an expert where you need one? Aren't you supposed to be an expert, though? Well, whatever. I guess we'll find out soon enough. What do you mean? You're in for a busy day. Forgot to say, stop. Do excuse me. Stop. I am a communication officer. Stop. Who could have guessed? A communications officer? Does that have something to do with sending telegrams? Everything from personal messages written by members of the public of the latest news in the capital. Stop. Actually, never mind. I can read the messages in the Morse code and tap it out to the entire world electronically. Ah, from the wires. I see. And to the entire world. Thousands of miles of cable under the sea. Stop. Worldwide communication network. Stop. I'm so eager to tell you more. Stop. I am such a fan of this new telegram messaging technology. Stop. Okay, whatever. Information transmitted to and from all the corners of the globe. Stop. I'm getting so wet. Stop. I love this kind of technology. Stop. Look at me. Go. Stop. And I was kidding. Ah, yes. She was getting equally worked up about radio waves, just like or the like before, wasn't she? I specialize in communicating information from government departments and newspaper offices. I see. I see. And I'm sure I shall have to wire the newspaper reports of today's guilty verdict later. Stop. So no sleep for me tonight, I imagine. Let's just finish the trial first, shall we? Hopefully. And we're like, oh shit, the trial's going forever. I am Ballistic's expert. I thought you were just a tourist. I have hobby. Good day. How are you? Good day. I know it. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. There is no way he's just visiting tourists. So, you're a ballistic expert. Who knew? I have hobby. I have much expertise with guns. Ah, really? Who would have guessed that? I have lived through many. How do you say? Extreme, violent bath of, no, blood of, extremely violent blood paths, perhaps. Those. Extreme violent blood paths. English in very difficult tongue. I don't know about that. I feel like it's kind of easier because Spanish speakers can pick it up quickly, but I feel like the only reason it might be different is because the alphabet's different for them and pronunciation's different for them. That could be the answer. I have a feeling if you can write English or any other language, I feel like it might be easy for you to speak it, or at least if you can read it or you can know how to write and read, then you have talking in English figured out. I believe, in my opinion. But either way, it is hard to learn another language, regardless. It's something you should be taught during a young age, honestly. Considering the sort of people you associate with, I'm surprised you still have a tongue. Anyway, if you have questions about bullets and guns, you ask me. Okay. There is nothing I do not know. No mystery I cannot solve. If it has guns. If no gun, cannot solve mystery. So sorry. He's very confident in knowledge of guns, that's for sure. But, if possible, please only use Russian language. He's not very confident in his knowledge of English, though, is he? He knows the language of gun, but not a language of English, apparently. No, still, we should bear with it in mind. So, he's our man if there's a mystery about guns or bullets. Well, guess what? There is a mystery with guns and bullets. Van Zieks has managed to convince everyone. I don't know, I have something in my throat. We have to eliminate the impossible, he said, but he hasn't. Not really. If we're gonna fight back, we need more material. And we have to fight back. We have to turn this trial around again. We will, Ryunosuke. Don't worry. Don't get too amped up about it. It's quite simple. So now that we got every information that we need, remember this guy? He had like, can someone tell me the mystery? And meanwhile, this guy's like, I am ballistic expert. Come to me if you have mystery. Well, objection. Now we have a mystery. Those two statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pictures against each other. A ballistics expert? Pitting. P-I-T-T. On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume that the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, this is what I like a run-on sentence that Ryunosuke's doing. What the fuck? A bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where the Mr. Sholmes was shot. Okay. Juror number 6. Hello, my name is Violin. Pleased to meet you. You are the revolutionary. Don't even ask. There's apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? Repeat question again. I have seen very similar situation in motherland. Oh, you have? I was not. There was blizzard. I was running away along a mountain road in freezing cold. Really? Okay, I mean, we're all interested. Alright, tell us more. I mean, imagine how exciting that is. Even though they are like a criminal, whatever how he says it, or like a former criminal or a current one. Wouldn't you want just to hear their stories regardless? Because he is, after all, this guy, we just know for certain he's a bad guy. But wouldn't you want to be like, get close to him if he has like a story time to tell? Like about his lore? This is me right now. He's like telling, there's a guy tells me, when there's a person telling me a story that I know he's interesting and puts his hands together like this, like he has right now, I'd be like leaning in and like wanting to know more. And I wouldn't eat popcorn or anything because I want to hear this story because I know I chew loud. But anyways, the snow was piling high on both sides of the road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on dog sleds. Mental note, don't ask so many questions. I was shot from behind and I fell down in snow. And the situation was very similar to what I hear today from doctor. Alright, they could not find bullet in my body. Why? That's weird, but why? And no sign of, how do you say, exit wound. Okay, but why? Then where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me. Ah. What? Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down? Bullet hit frozen wall of ice, very close to my side. What? It's kind of interesting because apparently this kind of thing does happen. which is cool, honestly. It kind of shows, like, imagine All Might. You know how he punches and he could just make the air, even though he's like nowhere near someone, the like for that punch, but the force of it still travels and hits the person from the other side of town or whatever. This happens with guns too. When it stops, it doesn't mean you'll survive. No, you will still get the bullet hole because of the force. That's fucking. I mean, it's dangerous. It's scary, but realistically, that's kind of cool, honestly.
One small piece, very sharp, broke away and lump of ice and pierced my body. It made deep wound that looks like just like a bullet hole wound.
Oh, good gracious!
Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me. And that is solution to mystery of disappearing bullet.
Well, not to this, but realistically, let's think about that. If that's the case, then what if the only reason why there's a bullet hole is because it hits something from Herlock Sholmes? Not rather than him himself, but might have caught the bullet must have been caught somewhere. But that doesn't answer the question at all. The shooting happened in a pawnbroker's shop, not some snowy mountain road in another country. I don't know. Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here. Right now? Where exactly was Hurley shot again? Well, according to the report, in his stomach, sort of around this area, I think. Like right here. I think Miranowski is like moving his stomach. It's like right around here. Like making hand movements. Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt. A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that. If you haven't, what kind of friend? Not what kind of friend. What kind of person are you for not noticing the appearance of a person? He has a pouch. It's where he keeps his glass vials and of a very dangerous chemicals when he uses his investigations. What? Really? Doctor, where's the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing? Well, the fella had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at this hospital, as I remember. If I may, I know I'm not supposed to talk, but I would like to help out. Even though I'm your enemy right now, and I'm racist as fuck. And I don't like you, because of your race, you know. But I will help out for the pursuit of justice, I guess. Lord Van Zeeks. Well, I realize it's forbidden for the prosecution to interject during the summation examination. I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom. Sorry? Alright, I'm enjoying my Kool-Aid right now, but I'll help you out. As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound. Ah, thank goodness! I thought I was going to get forgetful for a moment. You are forgetful. Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Okay.
Very well. Extremely unconventional during a summation examination. I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed.
Alright. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch. I mean, it's me, because I'm in charge here, even though the judge is, but I have authority.
I see. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the night in question, is it?
Look at that! One of the files is broken, and the leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the file exploded.
Exploded?
So, that night, the bullet from the Skulking Brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch. And it was the glass vial exploding that caused the fellow's injury. Holy shit!
This bullet did not penetrate victim, but has deflected into wall of shop.
Ah, it could mean that then. Okay, that makes sense. A delightful complex aroma.
Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least.
Though, it has no bearing to the truth of this case. The bungling of burgling brothers shot the detective, and the accused shot the pawnbroker. The pertinent facts of the case remains unaltered. But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easily now tonight. Thank you, young man. Thank you very much. Glad I could help.
Due to its bearings of the conundrum just solved, the court will sequester the scruffy pouch as evidence.
Hey, this pouch isn't scruffy. Okay, I don't know. It got exploded. It might be scratching now. Sholmes' pouch. The pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing around his waist at the time of the shooting. One of the glass vials is smashed, and there are scorch marks around it. Interesting. All right. Now we have that.
Now the summation examination. It would appear that the defense is somewhat struggling to alter opinion.
Please, my lord. Please, a little more time. After all, that's a new piece of evidence. It could be a valuable clue that you can't afford to overlook anything here, Ryunosuke. There's still a way to turn this around. Somehow, I'm sure of it. Alright. So now that we know a bit about the truth, let's go back over here and observe the new evidence that we got. So, what does this have and tell for us? And I think that's I can't find anything here. I can't find anything here. Oh my god. Okay. So, it really scorched badly just here. Oh, the strap broke. Look. Oh, this must be where the bullet hit then. Let me see. Oh, fuck. Oh, wait a minute. Guess what we found? What the? Iris, look! Behind where the broken files was. Do you see it? Ah, that's the Skulking Brothers bullet. What a stroke of luck that it hit his pouch. And it's amazing discovery. What this means is there were 3 bullets fired at Mr. Winnie Banks' that night. We found exactly what that juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet. It's time to press the juror again, I think. Yep, now that we have that as evidence. Yeah, can't believe that happened. If you continue observing. Oh, anyway. There's extra dialogue if you continue observing this. Iris will end up being upset. Because it's kinda sad to hear that that Herlock got shot here and it exploded. It really sounds not the best, but you'll just get a sad reaction out of Iris for that. So I don't really want to do it, show that off, because who wants to see a sad little girl? So the number of bullets, blah blah blah. Now we get to the part where she asked us if we can prove it, and now we can if we will just show us this. Blah blah blah. Another bullet. Yep. A 3rd bullet somewhere at the scene. I can prove it. Allow me to show you then the 3rd bullet. The 3rd bullet. Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question, Mr. Winnie Pink's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired.
Hold it!
How? Wait a minute, I'm not allowed to talk during this time. Wait a minute. Alright. What is this new trickery? You, Nipponese conjurer! How did you find that? Where did you find that bullet? Oh shit, I'm not even reading it. I was like, how? I was just improvising. It was lodged inside Mr. Shoma's pouch. What? This pouch was removed from around Mr. Shoma's waist before he was taken to the hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one.
Do you mean to say the shot was fired by Skulkin's brothers that night?
Yes. As your lordship has surmised, it hit this pouch.
But what makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired from Mr. Sholmes. It's clearly visible in the photographic print.
Ah! 2 guns from the scene have already been submitted into the court record as evidence.
Yes, that a witness to a windy bank, and that belonging to the Skulkin brothers.
An examination of both guns revealed that only one single bullet has been fired from each. Ah, but that must mean... Exactly, that's right. We now know that on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the gun recovered from the scene of the crime. And until that incontrollable inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment. Ah, damn it! I thought I had it. I've been shot. Ooh, there was our 4th bullet. Order, order, order! And I hit my I hit the mic again. I'm so sorry.
Yes, summation examination remains incomplete. The court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built.
Ooh.
As my prerogative on this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination.
By Jupiter. What?
Bring the witnesses back to the stand at once.
Yep, that was a short summation examination, but that's how it goes. And drag these guys back in here because we ain't done with you yet.